Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we'll be reacting to another Satisfactory video from Let's Game It Out. This is part 4 of his Nightmare Factory. Last time we watched the very starting creation of the Tornado of Death conveyor belt system. And a bunch of people told me it gets crazier and crazier, and I'm going to have to check out his Prison Architect series and a couple others. So yeah, we'll be checking those out as well. Go subscribe to Let's Game It Out. Watch it there first. You can watch it here if you've already seen it. All right, let's get into it.
Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. I am Josh, this is Satisfactory, where normal people make awesome streamlined factories, but that's not what I'm going to be doing. Let me catch you up on what I've done already. I did this mess of a
It is totally streamlined. Just very slow streamlined. So as long as you leave it up and running 24/7, it's fine.
Conveyor belt system. I also did this even bigger mess of a conveyor belt system, and then I made this tornado out of conveyor belts. We can't look right at it or our frame rate
Looks like the frame rate's still messed up like crazy, so I guess it wasn't quite fixed yet.
just dies. We have a lot of tiers we can unlock to unlock new kinds of equipment and gear. Last time we also found a wreckage site, which was kind of cool, so we have these hard drives that we can analyze, which we'll do at some point if I remember. And last we left off with...
They still have the hard drives, but they changed them like dramatically on how it works. And I'm really mad that they don't have the original coal plant, because the original coal plant is amazing. The new one has water and super annoying.
Being able to use coal power, which is pretty cool because we can drill it, and then we can automate sending the coal straight to a power plant, which then powers the drill, which then keeps it going. Like so it's this perpetual powering machine, and we're kind of far away from home base, so we need to figure out how to get all this coal back. I sense we're going to use conveyor belts to do it, so let's see what we can do. I've got some ideas here. All right, we're going to find a way to get this conveyor belt all the way down there. I'm just going to keep clicking until I find a spot that works. There we go. There we go.
Okay,
While
so
we
he
work
actually
on
was
getting
forced
the
to
coal
build
sorted out,
for
let's
once.
also make sure to keep upgrading this guy. Now we're going to upgrade to improved melee combat. That does allow us to buy this now. Let's go ahead and create that, see what our new...
Okay, the Xeno Basher is should be the thing that you get at the very beginning, because man, that thing is so useful in the very beginning. In fact, there's a company, I think it's called lizarddoggo.com or something like that, that makes a replica one that looks legit. Unfortunately, it's like $1,000. So if you got a bunch of money to drop, go buy the real one from them.
New melee weapon looks like. Oh, look at that, huh? Ooh, jeez.
I never noticed a target
Can't wait to beat up some wildlife with this thing. All right, so I've gone ahead and connected a conveyor belt here that goes ahead and sends this all the way home. Let me give you the quick tour. It really couldn't be more simple. You know, you just follow this down. We had to give it a nice gradual slope. Wouldn't be us if there weren't at least a couple of turns. Eventually, the coal takes you down this lovely pathway to what I like to call the conveyor weave. A beautiful
Yeah, okay, couple of turns, huh?
Eventually, the coal takes you down this lovely pathway to what I like to call the conveyor.
Where is this? Is this that... Okay, this is like a giant crater outside of the area. This is big. This is huge. How long did this take? I don't think people understand. Like, this looks bad, but this is not in creative. Just the supplies required for this is insanity. I like how there's still, like, platforms down here that he hasn't deleted yet. Doesn't probably need to, because he'll just go straight through them. But, like, even if you just went straight back and forth, it would take forever. But to do a weave like this... And I'm pretty sure he built this without the risers to it. So basically, in order to weave it, he had to some of it's straight in certain areas, and then he started jumping it up on top of each other. But he had to. Not everything is easily like rise. So right here, he had to put like platforms of some kind of a different level to put this up on it, and then delete the platforms. And this happens all over this thing. Because it's not just, you know, him putting the conveyor belt on another conveyor belt, but these are actual weaved higher. Oh, God. I don't know if people realize how difficult this would have been to do, at least pre-update.
Weave, a beautiful interwoven masterpiece. Let's do a quick tour so we can see all of the features of the weave. First, the coal's gonna go through each and every one of these.
Yeah, so see where he put the belt stands basically right here? That makes sense, but there's a good chunk of them that are floating over the belts, and the stands are like down below, or, you know, right here, which means that he had to have platforms of some kind here that he then deleted and then weaved them underneath.
And once it completes its journey, God knows how long that's going to take.
Yeah,
it's only on the second little row. It's got to go through all of this.
Maybe 3 hours.
Eventually, the coal reaches its landing point, which is right here. And then all we need to do is follow this beautiful little conveyor belt. And then a nice standard bob and weave pattern all the way home. And I do mean all the way home. We're going to replace all of our biomass burners, which at this point, I think we have like 6 or 7 of them. We're going to replace those with coal generators. So we need to create the splitting system so each one gets enough coal, but also so we can separate coal and use it for other crafting. First things first is one conveyor splitter. Put that right about there. And we're actually going to have a second one too, which we'll put a little further down.
Okay. I know what he's doing, but this is not how you load balance. That's okay.
Here, and we'll connect this one first. We're gonna put another splitter right over here, face it out like that. Connect a conveyor belt from here to here, and then we're gonna set up 3 coal generators right here. 1 and 2 and 3. There we go. Set this conveyor belt to go all the way over to this guy, because once again, we're just not normal. Great, so each one of these guys in theory is gonna be able to get a little bit of power. That's the hope anyway. The last thing on tier 4 that we can unlock is Logistics Mark III, which is gonna require us to make motors, which is somewhat more complex if we want to automate it. We would need to take our rotors, which are already being made, and we also need to connect them to stators. To make stators, we need to make steel pipes. To make steel pipes, we just need steel ingots. Steel ingots are made with iron ore and coal. So pretty much we need to have a machine that's going to combine iron ore and coal. We're going to need a machine that takes those steel ingots and turns them into steel pipe, and then that steel pipe is going to have to be fed into a machine that's also making wire to then make the stators, and then we're going to have to send the stators to the same place that's making our rotors, and those together will make the motors. So let's get started. This shouldn't be that hard. We also have to give the space elevator some stuff, including some motors as well as some modular frames. Modular frames we don't quite have 500 of, but it shouldn't be too hard to make. After all, to make modular frames, all we have to do is combine reinforced iron plate and iron rods, which we can also automate.
Yeah, but his reinforced iron plate building was like so slow. It was like 2 hours to make 200 of them.
You know what I almost forgot about? Those hard drives.
The MAM.
Here, have a hard drive. Start analyzing that. Tell me something amazing. The analysis of the hard drive is completed. No new research is available. Try again later after further progress. Your NA has been returned to you. But then it offers me this stuff. It offers me like an alternate blueprint.
Okay. Yeah, this was definitely way early on. The alternate blueprints are amazing. You can make some really good stuff with that.
How about this one? This looks good. Because we're going to need iron ore, which is currently coming out here, we're just going to use this little splitter right here and pull some of the iron ore out to use over on our other machine.
Like, I want to start playing this game again, but I think I would probably use Satisfactory Plus, which is the mod for it, which makes it crazy. But you really need to pay attention to how you're building it.
Because this miner only pulls out this ore so fast, and then it's split 3 different ways, which means none of them are really getting enough ore. We're going to upgrade this guy to a Miner Mark II. First, we beam this guy out of existence. Now we put the new Miner Mark II right where it was. Now we reconnect the conveyor belt. Look at that. That's much better. Like, it's not perfect, but at least everything's getting a little bit more. Oh my god, the coal finally showed up. Look at this. Oh my god. So I timed it. For the coal to get all the way from the beginning to the end, it takes 3 hours. We better not make some changes on the starting side. Remember how I said the conveyor belt cyclone you can't look at without the frame rate dying? Well, we're running out of places to go where that's not the case. Oh, there's a beautiful sight. Not only do we have the conveyor belt, but we have the vortex in the background. I'm surprised my computer isn't literally on fire right now. Look at my guy's hands. It's just 2 frames of
Which of the fans are running at max, though?
animation going back and forth, going, ah! This seems like a good idea, right?
Oh, God.
Surely the vehicle's not not gonna have a problem. Can we ride on this? Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, we're gonna use this as our 1 frame per second tour vehicle. Well, to nobody's surprise, we're stuck. Oh, yeah, this is fantastic. Everything's getting plenty of power. And now right here where the iron ore and the coal is coming out, we're gonna put a foundry. Ta-da. And we'll connect that there. Connect that there. Great.
Yeah.
And we'll configure the machine, of course, to make steel ingots. Yep, there they are. And now we're gonna put a constructor right here and run the foundry to the constructor and set this guy to make steel pipe. And for now, we're gonna have our steel pipe just go into one of these storage containers. In order to make the stators, we need to combine those pipes with wire, which is why we're back over here, where we're gonna run a conveyor belt all the way over to where it was. This game really wants you to do stuff vertically, which I totally get, but I like the idea of just making something as messy as possible. If it works, right? So now we have our copper wire on its way. Now we're gonna throw down.
I mean, technically that's true. I guess if I played games like this, I wouldn't keep resetting the world. I'd probably just keep building it until I couldn't move anymore.
An assembler looks beautiful as always. Crissy-crossy the conveyor belts like that. Not a prerequisite, at least not for most. For me it is. Watch as the pipes and the wires crisscross all excitedly. And we're gonna tell this machine to make stators. And there they are. Would you look at that? And the last glorious step for making motors is we need to connect this with the machine that's making our rotors. So this container here has our rotors. We'll just run it over here. Oh yeah, rotors, come on down. So now we've got the rotors and the stators right next to each other. We gotta put the one thing into the hole for the other thing, which is going to involve yet another assembler right there. Little crissy-crossy later. Everything's going into the places where they're supposed to go, and we'll set this machine to make motors. And there we go. We've got motors coming out. We made a motor baby, and they'll just collect in there until we have 500 million zillion of them. And the whole thing is automated. We don't have to do a thing. This will pretty much just go forever. There is another machine we need to make that will automatically make these modular frames, which is reinforced iron plate and iron rods. We're going to do something similar like we just did. We're going to go over where we have our iron rods coming out. We're going to split it out. We're going to have it aim next to the thing that's making the enforced plating. So way over here we have our reinforced iron plate, and this is the wildly convoluted place where we have a bunch of rods coming in and out of nowhere. So we're just going to split off from here, and as always put an assembler back here. There we go. So we've got reinforced plating coming out there. We've got rods coming out there. We've got this beautiful cyclone in the background as always. And yes, I know I could have had this all go in a straight line, but where's the fun in that? Now we're going to tell this thing to make modular frames. We're going to put another storage container up here that we're going to feed everything back into. Can't have it getting too far away from me. I don't want to run a marathon just to find all my supplies. We now have enough stuff to unlock Logistics Mark 3, so let's definitely do that. 1, 2, 3, launch. Pretty exciting. We have bigger storage containers, but most exciting is we have Conveyor Belt Mark 3. Conveyor Belt Mark 1 transports 60 resources per minute, but Mark 3 does a blazing 270. You know what? These coal plants are so awesome, and I have so much extra coal. I'm going to go ahead and build 3 more plants right behind it. Let's put it right about there, and there, and there. And I'm going to remove this guy here, and I'm going to have 1 splitter here, and then those splitters are going to split to there. This one will go like that, and this will connect to that. So I've added a splitter here, and one side goes over here, splits 3 ways, goes to these front guys, and this one will head into the back here, where there's going to be another splitter, and split 3 ways going into the 3 machines back here. Now that we have all the coal power plants that take care of themselves, we can get rid of these biomass burners, because they require us to keep refilling them, and we don't need to deal with that anymore. So I feel like one of my choke points is how quickly the screws can come out of this machine. I kind of want to see what happens if we replace this conveyor belt with the Mark 3. So let's get rid of the Mark 1. Let's connect the Mark 3. Whoa! Oh my God! Wow, that's not screwing around.
Doesn't matter
with
because
the times. You're slowing everything down here.
Your constructor can't make that many of them.
I can't even run up these conveyor belts now. They just pull you down. That's fantastic. While we wait, let's not forget to make everything the proper color. All we're really waiting on right now is to gather as much stuff as we need to shove it into the space elevator. But that's no excuse to not have everything be color coordinated. What about you? Can I color you? No? You'll be back. Oh boy, the time has finally come. Took a little while, but we got our 500 modular frames and our 150 motors. Let's just pile all this crap in here and see what happens. All right, we got all of our supplies in. Now let's go from
So I'm pretty sure that was changed. You now actually have to push them in through the ports. You can't just add them to it.
to hit seal. There it goes. Okay, is it secure now? Can I send it? Okay. Bye. Have fun in space. Let me know if you can see the vortex
I think
from
someone
there.
actually like made a mod that you can get all the way up
now?
and
Unavailable
like a space
early access. Damn it.
station.
So launching that stuff into orbit has unlocked new tiers, which gives us some pretty exciting new stuff. My God. Wow, this gets real. And an even bigger truck. Be still my heart. Oh my God, and a Mark IV conveyor belt? Well, and...
Oh, geez, the jetpack. You can also get the Cybertruck from Tesla.
Oh my God, a jetpack. Well, that's been a lot of fun. I've got some ideas for how we can top the weave. So thanks for watching. Head on back for more Satisfactory soon, and I will see you next time.
I don't even want to see how we can top the weave. Oh, geez. There's so many things wrong with this series. Go subscribe to Let's Game It Out.
Welcome back to Let's...
I don't know why that went forward. I think I restarted it accidentally. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Go subscribe to Let's Game It Out. That was ridiculous. Jeez. Have a good day, everyone.